Changing gears and changing projects here, let's take a look at how we can use VELA to create really awesome gated reverbs, which is a typical sound that you hear in a lot of 80s music, synthwave music, anything that harkens back to those big slammin' snare drums in particular, but you could do it on all different types of drums. But I have a synthwave tune I'm working on here. I'll play a little bit of it now. And it has this snare which is incredibly dry and definitely needs a reverb. So we're going to go ahead and remedy that with VELA. So let's go to my favorites here where I've stored VELA. Throw it up. And let's just find a preset. Another nice thing about VELA is that when we're searching presets, we can sort by decay time. So if we do sort by here, let's do decay. Let's look for like a hall reverb, something kind of big. And we'll see the higher decay times are here near the bottom. Let's grab VSS3 Cathedral, sure. Nice. So, massive decay time, really long decay tail, goes on forever, overlaps over the next snare. Sounds kind of cool, but it creates a lot of mud in my mix. So what we're going to do is utilize the decay envelope here and use the nodes to kind of create this gating effect. So let's actually start with the decay nice and high. And I'm going to create sort of like a flat line along the top here. So just maximize the level of the decay. Then we're going to create another node and just drop it right down. And we'll kind of play with the timing of this. And we'll see how this sounds. Let's also pull the mix down. What's my mix mode in? Send and return mode, perfect. I like using send and return mode anytime I want to maintain the dry level, the full level of my dry signal. And in this case of the snare, we don't want to lose that. So let's start at 50%. Let's get the decay nice and long. Again, back where we were. I don't need these 2 points to have a curve, so I can hold the Option or Alt key and then just click just above or below the line, and it should straighten it out for me. There we go. Let's solo that snare for a moment and just fine-tune this, dropping off of the volume, hence creating this sort of gating effect. Very nice. Tighten that reverb right up, but we still get that big splash of reverb at the beginning. Let's maybe turn the late reverb level up. We can do things like play with the diffusion amount to slightly adjust the tone of the reverb, the width, to spread it out a little bit more. That might have been too much. Let's hear that all together with everything. Let's shorten it down a bit. Somewhere right around there. It is a little loud, so let's just pull it down in the mix. Let's bring a couple of these other elements in, maybe the pad. And finally, just to tighten up our reverb and our snare, let's do a little tone shaping here. Maybe I'll cut some of the lows out so as to not drive the reverb so much with low frequencies. Our post EQ to shape that final reverb tone. Pull up these high mids a little bit, we get a nice little bit of a smack. I like it. Change this to a low shelf. Just pull some of those lows down in the post EQ. And I could sit here and tweak and fine-tune this all day, but you get the idea. The main thing here is we're using that decay slope to really dial in the timing of how long we hear that delay tail play for before it drops off very abruptly, creating the kind of gating effect that we're used to hearing in a lot of big 80 snares, synthwave snares, etc., etc.